eventually I can do this as a full job.
Now, I know you said that you did apply at the station in the immediate vicinity. Was it already Fox at that time, or was it?
Yeah, it was already Fox.
Okay. And you were applying for, you said free, like.
Well, no, the position was full-time photojournalist.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at that time, I'm sure you probably didn't have much of a portfolio.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my demo reel was kind of short, so.
Did they even ask for it?
Yeah, they did. There's only one video that they actually liked.
Okay.
So then that just kind of kicked me off.
Well, and how long ago was that?
That's been a while ago, maybe about a year and a half now. But then it was okay because after that, I finally got a TV job at WBTV, Raycom Media, and I was a production engineer there for almost a year.
What happened with that?
It was just a temporary position,
okay.
sadly. Yeah, I know. I wish it could be full-time because I love working there. The hours were tough, though. It's like 3 a.m. to 2 p.m., and you got to get up on the weekends, too, at 3 a.m.
I believe it. A few people here work with and work for Raycom, so I hear some stories about it. But are you working currently?
No, not now. Right now, I'm doing my photography for the most part.
You have a problem with heavy lifting?
No, not with the type of jobs that I've had in the past.
You should really look into like I'll give you the number of somebody who probably, it's mostly general decor. So like we go to events. I don't work with her anymore currently. I should still have her number. I'm pretty sure I do. And then you can just be like, hey, I just happened to cross your info. Do you have,
Okay, yeah,
da-da-da-da-da. Oh man, I moved away from my talking points.
It's okay. We were talking about photography and film, all that stuff, how I first started.
So now you're saying that photography is your passion. So it sounds like you're pretty dead set. Like, you want to.
I mean, will I take other jobs? Yes, but photography is something that I'll never give up, whether it becomes a profession or not.
Cool. Man. So what's one thing that what's either one thing that you would like people to know about you, or what's one misconception that you think people may have about you?
Wait, repeat that again? Sorry, I've spaced out a little.
What's one thing that you would like people to know about you, and or one misconception that people may have about you?
All right, bro. For the first one, just know how passionate I am about my art. Like, this means the world to me, and I've gotten a lot of awesome feedback. It's really crazy because I've only started 3 months ago, but I'm already getting like constant fan mail from awesome people that are just like, yo, I just love what you do and your work is amazing. Like, you're so inspiring and blah, blah. And there's people like just thanking me for the type of like concepts that I do, because some people, don't think that way, and they'll just be amazing.
Okay. So, I mean, I saw you did like a guy on guy scene.
Yeah. Okay. So that was crazy. I have to talk about that because so I'm on the series right now called Lost Inhibitions. And what I'm doing with that series is it's taking like all the different forms of human sexuality and just bringing people together in their most like intimate primal setting. So I'm doing, straight couple, transgender, lesbian, gay, just those type of things. And then I might branch out and do a little bit of fetish stuff, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. But with these guys, it was very interesting because it was a challenge I wanted to give myself, because people were asking about the whole guy on guy thing, saying different gay couples that they wanted me to shoot. But I was like, no, I want to challenge myself. I want to see what straight men I can convince to do this. And it's crazy because, okay, so I'm probably that weird girl on Tinder that doesn't use it to date. I use it for models to find new models. So I matched with these two guys on Tinder, and I talked with them about my series. Like they actually messaged me first and was like, "Hey, you know, I saw, because you can link your Instagram to your Tinder, and like, hey, I saw your work, and you know, it's really good. I'd love to shoot with you sometime, and blah blah." And I was like, "Well, I have this series right now." And, you know, I kind of said it jokingly because I'm like, man, no one's going to say yes to this. I was kind of, you know, a little bit on the verge of thinking, yeah, you know, this is going to be super hit or miss. But, you know, I was very professional about it. I was like, hey, you know, I got this series coming up, and I would love for you to be a part of it. It is a very intimate setting. You know, you'll be naked, blah, blah, blah. And both of them were just like, okay. And I was like, what? And so, yeah, they both agreed, and everything just went very swiftly. You know, we'd never met before. So, you know, before the shoot, I wanted to meet with them and get coffee. It's like, you know, since, you know, we all haven't met before, let's go get coffee, you know, introduce each other to one another and whatnot, you know, feel the vibes, and, you know, just like feeling.
You wanted two dudes. Yeah,
I wanted two guys. So we were feeling the vibes and whatnot. And, you know, we talked about the shoot.
Pause.
Okay.
No, pause. Pause. How does a person? I'm not on Tinder. I've used it before, so I know how it works. But I'm trying to figure out a world where I'm on Tinder and I match with somebody, and they're like, "Hey, you want to do this nude?"
Well, I didn't go out and say it. They messaged me first and was like, "Hey, I love your photography."
Oh, right.
Yeah. They
okay.
messaged me first.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, I really like your photography and stuff. Like, tell me more about it."
Okay.
So then that's how we sort of like talked about that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, you know, I'm a digital film photographer, and like, oh yeah, I've seen like your shoots and blah blah blah, and we just kind of like just gently eased into that topic.
Wow.
But they were really cool, and the day came for the shoot, and it was really funny because I was the only nervous one, but they were just like, you know, this is just a shoot for us. Like, we're comfortable. They were both talked about, you know, how they're very comfortable with their sexuality, so they had, you know, no.
Are they models?
No, they're not. That was their first time modeling, and like their first shoot ever. And it's nuts. And it had the highest ratings. It was crazy. Out of all the parts of Lost Inhibitions that I did, all the feedback I got from that was like, yeah, even from their family members, they were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, you're so talented. This is such like a heavy shoot, but it's like really awesome.
I mean, it's very heavy.
Yeah.
It's very heavy. I'm like, you know, I definitely, you know, I mean, of course, I looked at your work. Saw some familiar faces, but that was definitely super fucking heavy, and I was just like, you know, hey, it's cool. I'm gonna scroll past, but it's very nice and well done. On my way past, you know, two men, you know, two naked men, and one of them like his shaft was showing almost, and I'm like, whoa, this is like. Whew.
Yeah. That's the whole concept of the entire shoot. You know, some stuff. So, you know, some parts are like, you know, sweet, and then, you know, it transitions into like, you know, a little bit heavier and more like heavily erotic. But it was just, they took direction very well. And it was just awesome. It's like, yo, how'd you get two straight guys to do this? I'm like, I'm still baffled till this day that, you know, they even said yes, because that wasn't even a thought in my head. Like, I challenged myself to want two straight men just because I also wanted to make that shoot organic in the sense that, you know, you can really feel like the fear and the curiosity and the tension and whatnot. Like, I wanted that to be as real as possible and not just have gay men, you know, kind of pretending that, but get two straight men that, because like that part was, you know, Lost Inhibitions Part 3 titled Curiosity, where it taps into like the newfound sexual tension between like two straight men who are just, you know, experiencing this all for like the first time, and everything's new and whatnot. So
there's three parts. I'm only familiar with two parts, with the two gentlemen and then the two ladies.
Well, no, actually that part was a transgender. So,
So one of them is transgender.
yes, the one who is playing the male role is a transgender.
Really?
And I keep having to correct myself, is beautiful either way. Like, she was a gorgeous woman, but her as a guy now is just absolutely stunning. Almost kind of like the Ruby Rose vibes when you see her in person.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, that's interesting. I mean, I don't, I like what I like, and I allow other people to, as long as, I like what I like, and other people are well within their right to like whatever they like. So I don't judge one bit. But I mean, and see, and stuff like that. That's why I don't like to take pictures of people. Is because capturing those emotions. I'm not very good at it, but I don't have to tell a building, like, hey, stand there and be majestic and shit. Like, let that light hit you real good. I don't have to do anything. I have to get myself in the right position, and then I find the shot.
Honestly, it's just all about, just getting the right inspiration and motivation to want to do it. Because, when I first started off, I was like, oh, man, this is, really, really shitty. But, once you, find that stuff that motivates you, you are able to capture those moments better.
And that's what stops a lot of people from doing things that they want to do. Unless you're part demigod or something like that, nothing you do at first is going to be good. We're not as natural. We are talented people, but we probably, I couldn't just get up from this chair and be like, oh, I'm going to go, paint portraits. But, if I dedicated time practicing and studying, then, my portraits might be I might be the shit at painting. But, people let that, period of not being cool, not being the best.
Yeah, let it intimidate them.
Yeah, they let it stop them. I know a lot of people who are, gifted in various ways, but because, it's not overnight, or because, it's not accepted right away. When I post this, when I first started doing podcasts, I was getting I know a fair amount of people, so they tuned in just to see what was going on. But the plays weren't what I wanted it to be. But I knew what I needed them to be to get sponsors and to get the money. So I had a goal in mind, and the goal hasn't changed. It's to get money. I enjoy doing this. It's fun, but I want to get paid. I'm at this, so it's I have a goal, and once I got started and I saw how I measured up to that goal, then I realized, okay, so this is what I have to do, to move forward, or that's what inspired me. The journey to me is always better than the destination, because one day I'll be getting paid and it won't be as fun anymore because I'll have figured it out. I like the challenge. My mom, she used to buy me do you remember those wooden things you could put together? They used to sell them at the dollar store and Family Dollar.
These little blocks or something? Or?
Stuff like that, but they used to be they would have dinosaurs and all types of vehicles, and you just put them together out of wood. I like puzzles. I like to challenge myself, and I like to just exercise my brain. So when things come easy, I can appreciate it, yeah, because I love it when it comes easy, but I get bored easily.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I like to continue to challenge myself, and that's that's when I have the most success, is when, I can challenge myself, and then, because I just have a problem with other people's opinion. So, my opinion is what matters the most, especially about what I'm doing. So I have to be satisfied, and I have to be, challenged, and I have to be, I always just have to feel like I did it the way I wanted to do it, or how I'm expressing myself. Because people throw that word weird around. I don't know who's normal. Personally, I don't know a person who's normal. But I know a lot of people who consider themselves normal and throw that word weird around. And I enjoy being weird. I like my my video games and my anime and my weed and my and my rap music and whatever else